Is inflammation good or is it bad? Well, actually it's a bit of both. Initially, acute inflammation is something that is happening in response immediately to something. So for example, with gingivitis can be acute gingivitis, where it's fast acting, short onset, and then it's fixed, it's gone. And in that case, inflammation can be good because it's the body's response to dealing with an attack, with an issue. It's sending the inflammatory mediators up there. So yeah, we're getting a defense system reacting to help the area. However, inflammation is bad when it's chronic inflammation. When it's inflammation that has been going on for a long time, and then it becomes bad, inflammation becomes bad. So we have good inflammation and we have bad inflammation. Acute gingivitis is good inflammation. So that's when I'm kind of telling you, no, there's a little bit of bleeding in here. I want you to keep brushing it. I want you to remove the cause of this gingivitis. When it's chronic gingivitis, and if you've been in and you've had chronic gingivitis and we spoke about it, where I've said, you know, this gingivitis has been going on for a long time. We usually have quite a lot of false pocketing in there. There's usually quite a lot of build-up and quite a lot of bleeding. And with chronic gingivitis, it is bad. It's causing other problems in the mouth and in the body. Periodontitis is chronic inflammation. So, and that is why the inflammation in periodontitis is destroying the bone, it's destroying the ligament, it's destroying part of the tissues, the attachment. Gingivitis is usually acute gingivitis of short onset, and that's why it can be reversed without any lasting damage. Chronic gingivitis will also be reversed, but can take a bit longer. So yeah, there is difference. There's good inflammation and there's bad inflammation. It's this chronic inflammation in the gums that is linked to heart disease, diabetes, Alzheimer's, stroke, infertility, low birth weight babies, some cancers. With chronic inflammation, it mistakenly attacks healthy tissue and affects healthy organs, leading to long-term damage and destruction. So acute inflammation is a necessary and beneficial process to aid in healing, but chronic inflammation is harmful and can contribute to a whole other number of diseases. And understanding the difference between the two is really important in promoting health and preventing disease. That's why sometimes I sound like I'm contradicting myself when I'm talking about gingivitis and I'm saying the body's natural response, the host response, is to protect the gums, to protect the tissues in the mouth. And then when I'm talking about periodontitis, as I move on in the flip chart, I'm starting to say it's harmful. It's because we're dealing with acute inflammation, which gingivitis is, and chronic inflammation, which periodontitis is. But also remember that gingivitis can also be chronic. We can get chronic gingivitis. So if you're getting bleeding in your gums and it's been going on for a long time, we need to get to the bottom of why that's happening, because the inflammatory process is not just short acting. We are getting a long term, so we're getting a chronic inflammation in your mouth, and it can lead to other problems. Is inflammation good or bad? It can be both. How do you determine which it is? Book in for a visit at O. We want to work with you to eliminate any acute gingivitis, any chronic gingivitis, and any chronic inflammation that's related to periodontitis.